Hello, buddy. Omni here. Yesterday, we got the second trailer for the Pet Cemetery remake, and today we got a first look at yet another horror remake, and that is for none other than Child's Play with the iconic Chucky, the good guy doll. Rebranded in this one from what I've read coming up and seen from the viral marketing so far. They're calling it the Buddy Dolls, and they seem to be a little more techy. So I'm kind of curious, like what kind of direction the film's going to go in. It's definitely a new take. As far as I know, none of the original hands are involved in this version of it. I know along with this, there's a Child's Play or Chucky TV show that's in the works that actually is following the original film timeline to take place after the events of Cult of Chucky, still being played by Brad Dourif. However, I'm not sure who actually is voicing or playing Chucky in this, but I'm really excited. Child's Play was one of the my favorite iconic slasher villains for a long time, and it's mostly because of the charisma and the air that Brad Dourif brought to the character, not necessarily Chucky himself. I never really found Chucky that frightening, but he was more entertaining to me in a way, kind of like how the Freddy movies kind of turned out towards the end. In that same way, that kind of did kind of hurt the brand because after a while, you couldn't really take it too seriously, and then things just kind of kept getting really weird. But then, by the time Cult of Chucky came around, I think it was just in that point where they just didn't care anymore, and they were just kind of leaning into that over the top factor that Chucky eventually became. And this seems to be wanting to take it right back to its roots and make Chucky scary again. That's my hopes. But let's check out this first trailer and see what they have to show for us today.
At Caslin, we believe that happiness is about more than entertainment. It's about
See that
being
technology.
known, understood, loved. Introducing your new best friend.
I love the way they're playing it over the song. Like, what is happening with this? He's just scan his face. It's like a electrical wind-up noise there. Is it every Chucky doll?
Chucky?
What the hell? I love that twisted chain of visual elements over top of that song. That was a good way to set up this trailer, I think. That was a good framework for the trailer, is that song, and then just kind of as it descends into madness. This definitely seems like it's going to be taking Chucky into a more grisly territory, but I'm curious how this happens because they seem to be establishing this umbrella corporation style company through the viral marketing for it in a way that's like, is this just kind of like a ghost in the machine thing that kind of happens that causes all of these dolls to go haywire? Is it just the one doll? Or because it seems like multiple things are happening in one of the factories and some of the stores. You got like all kinds of different bystanders that seem to be witnessing these things. So I'm getting the impression that it's not a rogue doll. In the original, Chucky was just a regular good guy doll that was possessed by the soul of a escaped or on the run serial killer named Charles Lee Ray, played by Brad Dourif, who uses a voodoo spell to transfer his dying spirit into this doll so that he can survive. Part of the conditions for him to keep surviving was that if he, in a certain amount of time, doesn't transfer his soul into a living vessel, then he'll be trapped in the doll permanently. So that's why he like gravitates toward this kid Andy in the original, and he's trying to like get him to take his body. This seems to be I don't know. I get no kind of supernatural vibe from this. They seem to be going heavy into this modern technological corporate field with this, especially where they go through the go to these links to show these little insert shots of the little robotics dolls that they're putting together, how they've got that little core, and then when he opens the packaging, you have this like scanner that happens across. I don't know if this is actually going to be Andy or a new kid or just a kid with another name, but well, for now, let's just call him Andy. When that scanner goes across Andy's face, and then it's kind of like, again, gives me this kind of a ghost in the machine kind of thing. Like, is this something this Caslin Corporation has put into motion? Is it a flaw or bug in their system and just all of their dolls are going haywire? Is it a problem with just the singular doll? It's definitely a much different take. This could also be their way around the it's just a doll. Why don't you just kick it over? If this is like a little robot, maybe that explains why he can overpower or sneak up on some of these adults and do the things he does without us having to suspend too much disbelief. I don't know. I am definitely much more curious than I was before going into this, though still a little disappointed because Brad Dourif's performance and just the whole air to Child's Play, at least Child's Play 1 and Child's Play 2, um, does, especially with how the scope of this one definitely seems to be much larger than being focused on a singular child. It definitely pulls back and it gives me kind of more of a, what was it called, that the latest Rings movie, was it was just called Rings, right, where like the whole globe gets hit with the death video and like it goes viral and just everybody on the planet apparently is going to die. Like, it just gives me that kind of vibe where it's just like pushing the envelope a little too much. I hope that this is just much more contained, that focuses primarily around this kid, his mother, and maybe some close people in their circle that get like roped into this situation. But that doesn't seem to be the case. There's car wrecks, there's multiple people, there's factories being wrecked, and like the storefronts being ransacked as well. So I feel like this is going to be one of those things where it might be trying to go too hard right out of the gate, and we're going to get kind of a jump the shark with them trying to revitalize this franchise to a new audience. So that's my worry about it. But I guess we'll have to just wait and see. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. You can check out my shorter reactions on the Stardust app. My links, as always, for everything is down below. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Later.